Hi you guys, this is Jamie with Whatever's Clever Boutique, and today we are going to make what I'm going to call a beginner-friendly cow print tumbler. This design is super simple to accomplish, and I hope that you enjoy watching how I created it. I will have everything that I used listed and linked in the description box below, as well as a whole bunch of discount codes for you down there. So let's go ahead and get started on this tumbler. We are going to use the 40-ounce Big Betties from the Tipsy Magnolia. I am obsessed with these as of current. I'm sorry, a lot of my tutorials are using them, but I love them so much. So we're going to start by taking off that handle. So we're going to slowly unscrew, moving back and forth between the top one and the bottom one until it is completely removed. For our glitter today, we're going to use Flurries and Chantilly, both from Peachy Olive Glitters. I love both of these glitters. And we're going to use the glitter glue from Adhesive Apothecary. This stuff is amazing. I've used it in the past sporadically. I got a sample. I just recently became affiliated and I am loving it. It dries so fast, so you can go right into epoxy. It is just so nice and goes on so smooth. So if you'd like to give it a shot, I do have a discount code for you guys. And for this application, as you can see here, am taking care as to not go right up to those little stubs that our handle go up against, because it'll just make it easier in the long run when we go to to attach our handle back on. You don't want a lot of buildup there. You don't want to have to cut stuff away. It just makes it easier to avoid that section altogether for a majority of the design. As you can see there, I just applied the flurries all over the tumbler, and that's a pearl glitter. So as you can see, it doesn't have like the super shimmery part of the glitter, but it still kind of has a shine to it. It's just not a super sparkle, if you will. So I'm going to take Chantilly after I applied that flurries, and I'm just going to apply that all over the tumbler to fill in any of those spots that may have not had the flurries attached to it, and it's just going to give it more of a shimmer. Chantilly is a really fine glitter, so it works out really well. And as you can see there, I avoided that handle area. And once that glitter glue dried, like I said, it dried really fast. I gave it about 30 minutes just to be sure, but it felt dry at about 15. I'm going to go in with this Space Black alcohol ink from T-Rex Inks. And as you can see there, when you drop the ink onto the glitter, it kind of just melds its way out. It's really a cool effect. And people do this all over Instagram, TikTok, all of the social media, YouTube. So it's a really widespread design, but the effect that the alcohol ink gives over the glitter is just so cool. So all I'm doing here is just applying the ink until dots form that I like. Now, once we get all of our big cow print dots applied, here's where the kind of like, you don't have to do this. I do it just because I feel like I want a little bit more. I take my alcohol ink bottle, as you can see here, I'm holding it really high, and I'm just kind of shaking it to release the ink, and it's gonna drop on the tumbler. Sorry, my hand kind of blocked it there for a bit, and splatter, if you will, and give us some little tiny dots throughout the tumbler. This part is really messy, wear a glove. I had black ink all over me for many days. So you can do that part if you like. You can totally skip it if you like the regular cow print before. Totally up to you. But once that is done, we're gonna go in with 2 coats of our favorite epoxy. I use KSRESIN Liquidy Split Ultra UV Epoxy, and we're gonna let those coats cure. Once they're cured, I have my tumbler here, and we don't want to sand because we're going to use this white backed element sheet from Gracefully Created. And as you can see there is a gap, so this isn't going to go all the way around the tumbler. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out this element sheet. I am going to remove the butterfly. Not my thing. You can leave it if you'd like. Use whatever floral sheet you'd like. And I didn't push record, so I'm going to show you on a different tumbler how I went ahead and applied this element sheet. I'm just going to line it up so that it is straight, and I'm just going to slowly press it out with my fingers. You can use a squeegee tool here, but I feel like in this instant, because it's not completely straight because we have rounded edges from where we cut around the leaves, that my fingers is the best. So once we get that all applied, here's where I'm going to cut out little elements from another one of those border sheets, and I'm going to fill in that space where we have the gap. I just took some leaves and some flowers, as you can see here, and made it have that seamless feel. Now that that's all applied, we're going to go in with 1 coat of epoxy to seal in that floral border. Now I'm going to go to Made by Manny and Mel's website, and I am going to grab this super cute mama decal, and I just put it into silhouette, and I changed the colors. You could print that out there and have it be either a sublimation print or printed vinyl, but I wanted to use just, gradient vinyl colors, so I changed the colors, created 2 offsets so that we could have a very lifted look here. And I'm just going to go ahead and layer that decal right on my mat. I believe I cut my decal out at 3.5 inches wide, and I think it was roughly 4.25 inches tall. I could be wrong. I just sized it proportionally to the width. So if you lock that proportion in and just type 3.5 wide, whatever the height was is what I had. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this with the hinge method. So as you can see there, I removed that backing, and then I placed it back on top of the decal and left a little bit of that exposed on the right there. So how I do this is I eyeball it and see that it is to my liking. I lay that right side down, and then I remove the rest of that backing, and it will lay down perfectly straight. I saw Made by Manny and Mal do this, and she is amazing. I get all the tips and tricks from her. Now we're going to go ahead and take my vinyl striping sheets, and I do have this sheet available on my website. If you would like to purchase it to make your pinstriping easy, it's 4 different sizes, and I just spent about an hour and cut all different colors of these striping sheets, and now they are ready to use whenever I need them. So I went ahead and used my dark green. As you can see there, it didn't go all the way around, so I had to trim a little piece of another line off. And now our top seam is flawless, and we're just going to go ahead and go in with 2 coats of epoxy. And now to choose our handle. You guys, this was so hard for me. I ended up going to my Facebook group, Whatever's Clever Makers, and asking which one they thought because I just couldn't decide. The vast majority said pink, so we went with pink, but there were votes for all of the colors. These handles from the Tipsy Magnolia and then interchanging colors are just so fun. I'm gonna go ahead and put the pink handle on, and again, as when we took it off, we're just gonna go back and forth until that is really tightened down. And then we have our lid, and our tumbler is done. You guys, I love this design. Again, it is so simple. You can use a skinny tumbler if you don't want to hassle with the handle. You can omit the floral if you don't want the flowers. You don't have to do the decal. You can just do whatever you want here. You can do a pink cow print or instead of the black, and it's such a fun thing to mess with. I have a tutorial back from this summer where I did a red, white, and blue geode using alcohol inks in the same kind of way. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you guys next time.